Alright, you guys are probably watching this video because your display is doing some funky things, like whenever you hit these buttons here, this happens. And there's a few different displays out there that it's the same problem. I've made videos on this one that you're seeing here, and there's another one. There is a fourth one. I just haven't seen one in a while. There might even be 5, but every time I see one of these, I'm going to show you guys exactly what you need to do to fix it. Every single time it is a bad board. And this is the last display. And again, I got videos on this one and the one previous that I will have linked in the description below. But every time you see it to where this display is acting funky and nothing's running, your fans ain't running, your compressor's not running, every time it has been the main board. So I'm trying to get you guys to listen. There's nothing going on in this refrigerator at all. And every time it has been the main board in the back. I will have a list of model numbers down in the description below. There's a bunch of them now. It's in alphabetical order and it's per board. There's 2 different boards that it could be. So find your number below. There's 2 sets of G's, 2 sets of K's, so if your model number starts with a K or a G or whatever it may be, just look down in there. There's 2 sections of them because there's 2 different boards. But anyways, we got a main board we got to replace on this thing so we can get this thing up and running for them. Just 4 1/4-inch screws, and you just need a flathead, get that plastic cover off. Before you do this, you do want to unplug it. You don't want to hurt yourself, don't want to touch something wrong and have to go to the ER or whatever. So make sure you protect yourself and make sure this thing's unplugged. You saw me get off all those harnesses. If you are having trouble or you're like worried about where those things go, you can snap a picture of it. I've replaced this board probably close to 100 times by now, so I know where they go by now. But anyways, got that old board out. We're going to be getting the new board in. One important tip: whenever you're opening this box, you do want to ground yourself, and all you got to do is pretty much touch the metal casing of the refrigerator. You ground yourself just by touching metal. I'm going to show you right here. Just grounded myself before I touched it, because if you got electrostatic, or if you got static electricity built up in your body and you touch that and you shock it, you can destroy your new board. And I want to say I've done that before. I've actually installed one of these and it would let me do everything but program it, and I couldn't program it, so I had to get another one so it would be able to be programmed, and I think I caused it just because I didn't ground myself before I touched it. But you guys saw how that thing went in there. There's those clips holding it, and you just gotta push them down, make sure they clip down properly. And once you get those harness connections back on, you just get that white or that clear plastic thing back in place and put the cover on. After we get it on, we do have to program it. There's 2 boards for a bunch of different fridges, so we got to tell the board which fridge it's supposed to control, because different fridges have different features and that stuff. I like it because it's only 2 parts instead of having 100 different boards for 100 different refrigerators. There's 2 boards for, I don't know, like 20 or 30, maybe even 50. I'll have to count those model numbers down below. But yeah, once we get this thing back on, we're going to plug her in. We're going to get to the front of it and we will program it. Now, just so you know how the display is supposed to look, whenever you get to the front of it, you will see a PE, then 0000. And those 4 zeros, you'll have to change the code on it so it knows what fridge it is. And where that code is located on the data plate, right where I'm pointing, right here. So that code, and then 1617, we need to put that 1617 in that display. So to get into the programming mode, what we have to do is we got to hold door alarm and hold that first, then go down to freezer down, then let go of door alarm and hold it. and then you hit freezer down once again to enter. And here it is again, a little bit slower for you. So we're going to hold door alarm. While we're holding door alarm, we're going to hold freezer down. Then we're going to let go of door alarm while we're still holding freezer down. And then it'll blink. When it starts blinking, you hit freezer down one more time. And that is how you enter the programming mode. Then you can use the refrigerator buttons to move it up and down. So we're going to hit 1 there. Then I believe we use freezer up. Yes, freezer up to change it to the next digit, which will do 6. And then 1, freezer up to the next one, and 7. And that is 1617. It doesn't really look like it because that display isn't perfect, but that's the code. And how you save it is by holding freezer down. I'm doing this by memory. I couldn't remember which one it was, so that's why you see me holding up or holding freezer up. But if you hold freezer down, you'll notice it blinking like that. Give it a few seconds and the display will go back to this. And from time to time, I have ran into these to where it won't turn on the compressor immediately like it's supposed to. And we'll get back there and I'll show you that compressor won't come on. So what I'll do is I'll pretty much just unplug it for about 30 seconds or so. Plug it back in and she fires back up. So that's how you pretty much find or fix the issue of the display and nothing running. The display has to be looking like this, otherwise it's probably something else, whether it's a start device or, still could be your control board depending on what you got going on. But we're gonna plug it in and we'll listen for this compressor real quick. All right, she's fired up. This fridge is good to go. If this helps, guys, give me a like, subscribe, and I do appreciate y'all watching.